Ladies, gentlemen, we have arrived. This is what we waited for. This is what we've watched 8 months of basketball for. The NBA Finals is here, ladies and gentlemen. Snap it up, y'all. Snap it up. We are finally here. Pacers, Thunder. Listen. Let me get this out the way right now. I've seen a lot of people, talk smack about these finals just because these two small market teams are in the finals does not make this finals bad. When it comes to actual basketball, this finals, I expect it to be, even if it's a short finals, like 4 or 5 games, I expect this finals to be very entertaining. Indiana has been an extremely fun team to watch. OKC's defense has been extremely fun to watch. Those two going head to head, it's gonna be fun. Just because the Lakers, the Celtics, the Knicks didn't make the finals doesn't make this finals bad. I want to get that out the way right now, because I don't want to hear none of that crap no more. You understand me? But welcome back to the MC Show. It's your boy MC. Please, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're at 37 subscribers. Let's get it up. Let's get it up to 50. Then let's get it up to 75. Let's get it up to 100. You know what I'm saying? Keep building. I appreciate every single person who subscribes. But please, please do, if you can, like, comment, and subscribe. Any and all help is greatly, greatly appreciated on my side. But before we get to the Thunder Pacers finals, we gotta talk about the news that happened yesterday, and that's Tom Thibodeau got fired from the New York Knicks after 5-6 seasons. First reaction was a little bit surprised, not gonna lie. If I had to guess, after their conference finals loss, which we'll touch on a little bit, if I had to guess, I would say that he wasn't going to lose his job. This is the first time the Knicks have made the conference finals in 25 years. I was 1 year old. 2000. Against this very same Indiana team, which is a coincidence. But this is the first time they've had this level of success in 25 years. And the thing is, in between those 25 years, there's a lot of bad. There's a lot of bad. He's been the most successful Knicks coach in a while. Back-to-back 50-win seasons, the first time since the 1990s. They were the 3rd seed this year. They were on top 5 offense this year. Last season, before when they didn't have Towns, they were a really good defense. Tom Thibodeau has done not a bad job coaching this team. Obviously, he comes with his flaws, which we'll touch on. But in terms of a 5-year sample of what the Knicks were before Tom Thibodeau got there, you can't say he did a bad job. But clearly, with this firing, the Knicks front office, this is just from my point of view, they look at this team as a team that should be in the finals, and they didn't get there. And they're not going to blame Jalen Brunson. They're not going to blame Karl Anthony Towns. They're not going to blame Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby or Mitchell Robinson. They're not going to blame the players. They're going to blame the guy who's coaching the players. The front office is like, hey, we traded 5 first-round picks to get Mikal Bridges. We signed OG Anunoby to a big deal. We traded for Karl Anthony Towns. We gave Brunson an extension. We gave Mitchell Robinson and Landry Shamet and Precious Achiuwa, and we have a decent bench guys. This is the year to go to the finals. And for a large part of the regular season, I wouldn't say they were a finals contender. I would say they had a really small chance, maybe like a 5% chance. But hey, they ended up beating Boston, and they get to the conference finals, and they lose in 6 games. Issues that come up with Tom Thibodeau is obviously he plays his starters a lot of minutes, and that became a problem these playoffs, specifically these conference finals. It took him 3-4 games in order to play DeLon Wright, in order to play Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet and DeLon Wright played fantastic off the bench for them. But it took Tom Thibodeau too late. They were already down 2-1. They were already down 3-1 before he made those changes. Before he's like, hey, let's change the starting lineup. Hey, let's play our bench guys who have skills, who can help the team. They were a positive. McBride, positive. He probably deserved to play more. DeLon Wright was a positive. Probably deserved to play more throughout the playoffs. Landry Shamet, who is guaranteed to give you 1 or 2 threes a game. And his defense actually wasn't bad. Watching him against Indiana, like, his defense wasn't bad against that offensive team. And the fact that it took Tom Thibodeau a long time to get there, I understand why that's an issue. I understand if you're the Knicks brass and you're looking at Tom Thibodeau and you're like, you failed. I understand that. And then when it comes to their offense, they're a very ISO heavy team. It's give the ball to Jalen Brunson and let him operate. It works at times, but there are times where you saw Jalen Brunson go to the bench and Mikal Bridges is in, DeLon Wright is in, Cam Payne is in, and they're pushing the pace. McBride is in, they're pushing the pace. And I thought there were a lot of times throughout these playoffs where they needed some offensive versatility, but they didn't have any. That's a coaching problem. That's also a Jalen Brunson problem. I don't want to put all of that on to Tom Thibodeau, because the reason why the Knicks play that way, the reason why the Knicks are a very slow-paced team is because of Jalen Brunson. And listen, I'm a Heat fan. I know what it's like to play slow. Miami always plays slow. When they had Jimmy Butler would slow down the pace. It works sometimes, again, but there are times where you need to push the pace. There's times where you need to have a little bit of versatility on offense, and it was a lot of Jalen Brunson hold the ball for 15, 20 seconds. Towns post up, Towns drive to the basket, Mikal Bridges post up Tyrese Halliburton or whatever. There wasn't a lot of ball movement. And I understand if the Knicks front office is looking at that too and being like, hey, we need a change here. So now you're looking at who can replace Tom Thibodeau. Mike Malone? I feel like Mike Malone might have the same issues. Now, Mike Malone had Nikola Jokic. He created a motion offense. He created a lot of read and react, and it was good. But Brunson isn't Jokic. You can't just bring what he brought in Denver and bring it to New York. It doesn't work like that. And he didn't play his young guys. What if they're like, listen, we want Tyler Kolek to play? What if we want all our draft picks to play and you're not playing those draft picks? Then they're going to run into the same issue. So I don't know. Taylor Jenkins? I don't know. Some random assistant? Maybe. Maybe it's a first-time head coach. I wouldn't bet on it. I would bet they would try to get someone who was an assistant before or was a head coach before. But this is gonna be this was a big change. I don't see them making a big personnel changes in terms of trading any of their starters. Definitely need some help in terms of getting some versatility, maybe some shooting, some knockdown shooting. That's the front office's job. But Tom Thibodeau out. If anything we've learned from these past few seasons is that coaches don't last too long. And if you feel like you can go to the finals, if you feel like you have a chance to hold the Larry O'Brien trophy and you don't do it, the front office is going to get upset and they're going to fire you. So that's that. Moving on to the Pacers Thunder finals. The juicy stuff. Ooh. Oh, boy. So first, let's talk about matchups, right? The Thunder, the way they're going to guard the Indiana Pacers. I'm gonna have Lou Dort is gonna guard Halliburton, of course. Chet Holmgren is gonna be on Siakam. Siakam is fast. He's rangy. He has length and athleticism. Chet can match that. Chet is taller than him. He has more length than him. I think the Thunder are gonna want Chet on Pascal Siakam as much as possible to slow him down within the starters. You're gonna have Isaiah Hartenstein and Miles Turner, of course, the bigs, and then J-Dub on Nembhard, J-Dub on Andrew Nesmith. Not too sure who Shea and J-Dub are gonna guard, but I guess it's kind of interchangeable. Neesmith is athletic and strong, so I would assume J-Dub would be the guy on him, and Shea could stay on Andrew Nembhard, and probably gonna be the exact same for where the Pacers are on defense as well. Lou Dort is the least offensive threat on the Thunder. In the Thunder starting lineup, so you're gonna have Halliburton guard him. Andrew Nembhard usually guards Shea. You're gonna have Aaron Neesmith is gonna guard J-Dub. Again, the speed, the athleticism, the strength. Turner on Hart. Here's the questions that I have regarding each team. For the Pacers, we'll start with the Thunder. Well, the Thunder first and foremost have the best player in the series. They have Shea. He's the MVP. He's a superstar. I don't really know how they're going to guard him. I don't really know how they're going to be able to stop him. Andrew Nembhard is coming off a game 6 against the Knicks where he made Jalen Brunson's life hell. Career high 6 steals. Aaron Neesmith was usually the Jalen Brunson stopper, but Andrew Nembhard did a fantastic job of limiting Jalen Brunson. Now you're dealing with Shea, who's he's not as strong as Brunson, but he drives to the basket a lot. He gets to the free throw line a lot. And it's a mid-range assassin, an extremely efficient player. So Shea might be able to get his way. Shea might average like 35 this series. I wouldn't be surprised. The Thunder's defense versus the Pacers offense, I think is probably going to be the headlining thing when it comes to these two teams. The Pacers offense, they run like hell. They are fast as hell. They want to push the pace off makes and misses. Can the Thunder, even in the half court, there's a lot of screening, it's a lot of cutting, it's a lot of movement. Can the Thunder defense match that offense? The Thunder defense is pretty crazy in itself. They have a lot of guys flying around. They try to turn you over, so everybody is swiping for the ball. Everybody's trying to turn you over. They're like, the Indiana's offense is sort of fast and crazy, but OKC's defense is also fast and crazy. So you're gonna have these two fast, crazy offenses and defense sort of clashing. Both are playing really, really well. Indiana has essentially been the best offense this entire playoffs. They're second in offensive rating to the Cleveland Cavaliers, but overall their offense has been incredible. They're a team when it comes to the Pacers who don't turn the ball over. Actually, the Thunder don't even turn the ball over neither. Turnovers is going to be a really, really big part of this series. The Thunder, got a couple stats for you. The Thunder are second in the playoffs and a percentage of their points that come off the fast break. Indiana is fourth in that same category. The Thunder are first in percentage of their points that come off turnovers. Like I said, like we've all seen, the Thunder want to force turnovers. They want to get on a break and get easy baskets. A lot of their players are really good in transition. J-Dub, fantastic. Shea, fantastic. Case and Wallace, fantastic. Off the fast break. Like, these guys want to stop you. They want to push the pace. Sometimes Oklahoma City's offense, which hasn't been as good as it has been in the regular season, sometimes their best offense is their defense. That's going to be extremely tough for Indiana. Now, Indiana, on the other hand, first in percentage of their points that come off assists. They pass the ball. They're the best passing team. I've said it in another video. And if you are a true basketball fan, you know how Indiana gets. They want to pass the ball. They want to screen. They want to do all these crazy movement stuff like we've talked about already. I think one major thing that we have to look for when it comes to these two teams' defense is both these teams are extremely good transition defenses. If Oklahoma City Thunder, who force the most turnovers in the league, if they get on the fast break, is Indiana's transition defense going to be able to match up? And vice versa. Again, Indiana runs off makes and misses. So the Thunders, which their transition defense has also been wonderful. How are they going to match up with Indiana that wants to push the pace all the time? Like, the Thunder push the pace a lot off their defense, but the Indiana Pacers push a lot no matter what. Like, no matter what. Like, Rick Carlisle is pace, 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 push, push, push all the time if you see him on the sidelines. That's going to be like one of the things I'm looking for. Both teams transition defense, both teams transition games are going to be extremely vital. The Pacers, again, talking about how I think Shea is gonna might cook. I don't know how they necessarily are going to be able to stop the Thunder if the Thunder get rolling on offense, especially in the paint. The Pacers allow the 4th most opponent's second chance points in the playoffs. Like the Knicks in the 2 games that they won, they really dominated the paint. That's a big issue if you are the Indiana Pacers, because Shea is gonna drive. Chet can drive. He, like, if Chet is at 3 and he can catch the ball and go. He can attack a closeout. J-Dub wants to get into the paint. A lot of times you might see like a backdoor lob for Hartenstein, a backdoor lob for Chet, so they can get points in the paint like that as well. You can't allow them to get easy points. Their paint defense is gonna have to be really good. They're gonna have to the Indiana Pacers are gonna have to really crack down on the pace, on the Thunder's straight line drives, on the Thunder's backdoor lobs, backdoor cuts and whatnot. They're gonna have to try to keep their guys in front of them. Easier said than done, of course. But if they want to win this series, and they're massive underdogs in this series to begin with, their defense is gonna have to be really important. Another thing Indiana has to do is they can't let the Thunder, get extra possessions. Turnovers are obviously going to give them extra possessions. But Indiana, who's an rebounding team, they can't let the Thunder do what they did against the Minnesota Timberwolves. There was a game, I think it was game 4, when Minnesota had like the Thunder had 19 offensive rebounds. That can't happen. They can't do that. They have to be able to rebound the basketball. Like, if you want to you don't get a defensive stop without a defensive rebound. Ooh, shocking. Like, they can't let them get second chance opportunities. They can't let OKC get extra possessions, because even if they don't score, they might get to the foul line when Indiana's on defense. Halliburton, how many times is Halliburton gonna get attacked? Halliburton, the crazy thing is, in the Knicks series, Halliburton didn't get attacked as much. Pacers attacked Jalen Brunson a lot. They attacked the Karl-Anthony Towns a lot, but they didn't do the opposite. Jalen Brunson didn't necessarily put didn't put Tyrese Halliburton in a bunch of pick and rolls, didn't test his defense too much. The only time they really did attack him is when Mikal Bridges was on him, and Mikal Bridges would get it in the post and would just shoot a fadeaway. Like, we knew he was doing it every time, and if they want to go to that, fine. I think Indiana was fine with that. But if Lou Dort is going to be screening for Shea a lot, and the Pacers are going to be switching Shea onto Halliburton, are they going to let them go one-on-one? I don't know, which seems kind of bad. Are they going to throw a double team, which also seems kind of bad? Like, you see where I'm getting at? The Thunder, like Indiana, I don't know if they have enough answers, especially on defense, for the Thunder. The Thunder, their defense is so suffocating, and Shea is so good offensively. And with the way Shea, Chet, and J-Dub have all been playing together at the same time, playing at a high level, it's going to be really tough for the Indiana Pacers to really beat this team. There's more questions for Indiana than there are for Oklahoma City. My official prediction is Thunder in 5. It sucks. Indiana has had an amazing season, and I want 7 games. I want 6-7 games. Do I think we're gonna get 6-7 games? I don't know. For the Pacers, for Pacers fans, if you're watching this, look. If you can limit your turnovers, if Siakam has a big series, Siakam's just gonna have to find a way to score in the mid range. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. But he's gonna have to shoot threes too. Siakam might have to shoot like 6 threes a game. They might leave him open. Indiana as a team, they're gonna have to shoot a many threes. They're capable of it. Again, they've been the best offense consistently throughout these playoffs. But they're gonna have to play good defense. They're gonna have to limit turnovers. Halliburton has to be aggressive to score, I think. He's gonna have to be aggressive to score. He's gonna have to try to get 2 feet in the paint. Try to draw fouls. Try to win the free throw battle. And on the other side, you don't want to give Shea 13 free throws in a game. You don't want to give Chet and J-Dub 8 to 10 free throws in the game. Is there a world where Indiana wins? Possibly. I can't say no. They've made it all the way here off their ball pressure defense and their crazy offense. But the Thunder just has more answers. Their defense is too good. They have the best player. I think they're versatile. They know how to. It's gonna be interesting how they defend the Pacers. This is the fastest team they're gonna play in these playoffs. But the Thunder, they just have more. They just have more. And when I think more in terms of depth, and I think more in terms of answers for the Pacers' problems. One more thing: if the Pacers really want to win, they gotta steal one of these 2 games on the road, which they've done. First round. Oh no, they had home court advantage in the first round. I'm dumb. Second round, they stole the first 2 games in Cleveland. Conference finals, they stole the first 2 games in New York. They're 100% capable of stealing a game. Stealing 2 games, I don't know about that. But the Indiana Pacers are 100% capable of stealing a game on the road. And if they do that, and they go home and they could take care of business, you know, if they come back to OKC and 2-2, then it could be up for grabs. It could be up for grabs. But again, that's more like what if. That's more something that I don't think is gonna happen, but we'll see. I will try to review, react to every single finals game, get y'all as many videos as I can for you guys. But this is exciting. Everybody get hyped. Game is tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday the 5th. So get your popcorn. If you have to kick somebody out the living room, do it. If you gotta lock your bedroom to watch the game, then you do that. Okay? As always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep getting this video out to as many people as possible, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.